morning, everybody, and welcome to the Overnight Action Report here at MarketStream.live. My name is Joseph Cusick from the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock. Here we're going to break it all down. We're going to take a look at the overnight markets in Asia. We're going to look at the pre-market open in the United States, and we will also look at the opening markets here in Europe. Not like I'm there, I'm in the Midwest. Anyways, I did have a question from an email that I wanted to address before we start the overnight action. The emailer asked, why do we just use the more tactically based country ETFs when we're talking about potential movement in the underlyings for these indices that we talk about in Asia, Europe? And the reason why is because that gives you a pure feel of what's going on in that country. Now, we could use an all-world type of index or ETF, and we can incorporate that going down the road. But we really want to get a feel and a flavor about what's going on in these countries and how they're being impacted by currency fluctuations, by economic data, and so forth pertinent to that country. That helps us understand whether we're using an all-world or these more tactically centric specific country ETFs. So that's why. And thanks for the question, and keep them coming at info@MarketStream.live. All right, taking a look at Japan, they shed about 0.3% amid uptick in the yen. Prime Minister Abe came out and his cabinet office had raised the economic assessment for the first time since 2015, and that was early in 2015. You may recall, we talked about this yesterday, that the Bank of Japan did boost their economic assessment after their policy meeting. There is also an expectation that the Japanese Financial Service Agency is going to come out with a survey results on the readiness of banks for higher interest rates. So we have some interesting headlines coming out of Japan. Olympus, Panasonic, Yokohama Rubber, and Fukuoka Electric all finished between 1.5% and 4%, down. And we also saw some notable names like Nissan Motor, Konica Minolta, down between up between 0.7% and 3%. EWJ is trading right around $50.60. The weekly options are pricing the potential for the stock to be either up or down for the remainder of this week around 50 cents. And the monthly options that are expiring in the third week of January, they're pricing in the potential for this $50 ETF to be either up or down about $1.59. Areas you want to watch as far as support and resistance, as well as breaking of this current trend to the upside. Watch $50. That'll give you a break of $50 at this point. Would be a potential trend reversal. $48 is going to be long-term support in EWJ. Now, taking a look at the Hong Kong Hang Seng, added about 0.4% with help in financials. So we have a mixed Asian marketplace right now. China Life Insurance, Bank of China, Hong Kong, Bank of East Asia, and HSBC all climbing between 1% and 1.3%. EWH finished the day at $19.78. The monthly options are pricing the potential for this $19 ETF that tracks the Hong Kong stocks to be either up or down over the next basically 30 days around 79 cents. Critical levels that you want to watch to see if there's some momentum to the upside. $20.60, $21.10, and $20.47. These are all levels that if you're going to see some bullish activity and more interest in buying potentially in EWH, those levels could be a catalyst if they're broken. Taking a look at the Shanghai Index, they advanced 1.1%. You saw China Southern Airlines, Panda Financial, all posting gains between 5.4% and 6.3%. Now, FXI finished yesterday at 35.23. The weekly options are pricing in the potential between now and Friday for FXI to be either up or down right around 79 cents. The monthly options that are expiring in 30 days are pricing in the potential for the FXI to be in a range between either up at $1.89 or down at $1.89. Critical levels that you're going to want to watch are going to be 36.87, 36.97. Those are areas where if we can get some upside potential, that could be a catalyst for some more potential buying interest. 35.37 is going to be a critical level as well. That's where it's long-term resistance, and we'll watch that very closely. Taking a look at India's Sensex, slipped about 0.3%. Sun Pharma was the weakest by far, fell about 2.3%. Hero MotoCorp, Tata Motors, Axis Bank, Infosys, and Hindustan Unilever all lost between 0.6% and 0.9%. So there's some general weakness. EPI went out last night at 2012. The weekly options are pricing in the potential between now and Friday that this ETF that tracks Indian stocks could be either up or down around 37 cents for the remainder of the week. For the next 30 days, they're pricing the potential of basically a $1 move. Critical levels you want to watch in EPI: 2017, 2077, and 2047. You want to break these levels if you're going to start to see some catalyst to the upside as far as price action. Germany's DAX right now is lower by 0.1%. Heavyweights like Bayer, Adidas, Lufthansa, and Allianz are all down between 0.4% and 0.6% early in the session in Europe. On the upside, you have exporters like Volkswagen, which has added 0.9%. You also have financials like Deutsche Bank trading up about 0.4%. Now, there was an interesting Reuters story that came out that's detailing how there could be a potential warehouse workers strike in Germany in one of the facilities in Amazon. So we're going to keep an eye on that and watch Amazon intraday as we see if this actually comes to fruition. EWG is the German ETF that we take a look at, trading at 26.15. The weekly options are pricing in between now and Friday that this ETF could be in a range of either up 40 cents or down 40 cents. We also have, for the next 30 days, a range of this $26 ETF of being either up 84 cents or down 84 cents. Now, of course, this could change pretty dramatically. What's also interesting is that you're going to watch a critical level. You want to see support held at 25.59. That's both short, mid, and long-term support right there. There's a big convergence here. We're going to watch this very closely, especially with the action in the euro. The euro actually popped this morning. That's the universal currency in Europe. We're going to watch that very closely, as well as some of the other economic indicators that are coming out in data. The UK FTSE is given up about 0.2%, with consumer names showing relative weakness. We're having Carnival, Merlin Entertainments, Paddy Power, as well as Marks and Spencer and Intercontinental Hotels, all down between 0.6% and 1.6% early in the session. EWU trading at $30.90. The weekly options are pricing in a range between now and Friday of basically either up 47 cents or down 47 cents. And the monthly options are pricing in the potential for the ETF to be in a range of between $1 up or $1 down. Critical levels you want to keep an eye on: 30.68, 30.35, and 31.17. 31.17, by the way, is a long-term resistance point. If there's going to be a catalyst to the upside, 31.17 is going to be a level that's going to be needed to be broken. The current trend to the upside, you need to hold the other levels of 30.68 and 30.35 in EWU. Taking a look at the French CAC, trading down about 0.6%, with more than half of its components right now in the red. Consumer names like L'Oreal, Danone, and Chauffeur are all down between 0.6% and 1.7%. It could be either because of the mixed action in Europe. Also, we have mixed action here in the pre-markets in the United States. Steelmaker, though, Mattel is outperforming up 0.5%. EWQ went out at 24.24. The monthly options are pricing in the potential for this ETF to be in a range of either up 93 cents or down 93 cents. Critical levels to watch on this country ETF in France is 23.93, 23.86, and 23.93 as long-term support. We also are hearing some other squeaking out of the area of Europe, and what I'm referring to is the pigs. That's Portugal, Italy, and Greece and Spain. We're also seeing that and I'm not referring to Italy, excuse me. I'm referring to Spain as the other pig that's squeaking. The Spanish IBX is down about 0.9%. And this is amid weakness that we're seeing in the banking sector. This is after a top EU court came back and said that these banks are going to have to repay about $4 billion 4 billion euros to mortgage clients. They've been sticking with the austerity program that was put upon them, and now banks like Banco Popular, Banco Sandoval, BBVA, and Santander are all down and under pressure because of this ruling, around 1.3% to 6.8% respectively. Take a look at EWP. The Spanish ETF went out at 27.07. The monthly options are pricing in the potential for this underlying ETF that tracks Spanish stocks that are, and this ETF is very sensitive to financial names. This is the kind of headline that could move this underlying. They're pricing in the potential for this ETF to be either up or down about $1.11. Watch 26.16, 26.37, and 26.65 on this Spanish ETF. Those are going to be critical levels to be held if this current move to the upside is going to stay in place. All right, folks, that's it right now for the overnight action. I appreciate all of you watching this morning here at MarketStream.live. I'm going to be on at 9:30 Eastern Time on What's Hot on the Open, so join me then. See you later and have a great trading day.